Good to see everyone. So this is the first time we're going to announce the winners of our online hackathon live. Before that, we can just talk a little bit about the Solana Hackathon program generally, go into some stats that were specific to Hyperdrive, and then we'll get into the winners. So, history of the hackathon program. So when Solana went to mainnet, we had a small group of developers that were building projects, and we were trying to figure out how do we bring more really talented just developers, but also specifically startup founders to build companies on the network. And we did a bunch of different things, and one of the things we did pretty early on was run an online hackathon. And immediately, we saw that there was a lot of success with that. Even though there was only about 66 project submissions in 2020, that was a considerable amount given how many developers total were in the ecosystem. And so we decided to double down on that and really make Solana hackathons not like a traditional hackathon. So if anyone has participated in these events, you'll know that one, they're online and global. Two, they're mostly focused on startup founders. While we do want people experimenting with Solana, and we want to welcome in new developers to learn about the technology and experiment, and have people get hired into ecosystem companies, all of those folks are more than welcome to join our hackathons. But at the end of the day, what we're optimizing for in the structure of our hackathons are startup founders. And so we've sort of stripped away a lot of the things that you normally see in hackathons, like specific bounties. We want developers to come in with their own creative ideas and to build the startups that they could see building 10 years from now. And so let's see. Just to give some stats about the last 3 years of the hackathons we've been running, we've run 8. There's been about 4,000 projects launched out of these. Total venture funding into hackathon winners has topped out at $650 million. And 80% of all VC-backed startups in the Solana ecosystem started in our hackathon program. Thanks. As I mentioned, Wormhole was our first one in 2020. It was, at the time, a big success for us, and we've run 8 over the course of the last 3 years, ending with Hyperdrive most recently, where we topped out at 907 project submissions. Just to get into some more stats, like I said, these are online, and we see participation from many different countries. So there was over 120 countries represented from builders in our last hackathon. There was roughly 7,000 total participants. Like I said before, there was 900 project submissions, and even of the finalists, there 25 different countries were represented. And so these are truly global events that I think mirror the global nature of an adoption of Solana generally. Okay, so this is the winners. Took us quite a while to come up with these winners, and I just want to say that we feel that these winners are the best of the bunch, but there's at least 100 to 200 projects that are really fantastic that come out of this, and they don't necessarily get the winning prizes, but they are very much encouraged to continue building, and many of them do. There's been many examples of venture-backed startups that have become very, very important to the ecosystem that entered hackathons but were not chosen as winners. And so just want to, before we get into the actual winners, just want to really give a shout out to all the builders who are participating in these events and make it the most competitive hackathon in the world. All right, so we're going to start with the tracks. So there was 7 different tracks. We'll start with the winners in each one of those, and then we'll move on to the individual prizes, and then finally the grand prize winner. So finance and payments track first. We have Alexandria, first place, Lux House 2, Surfer Finance 3, Juicer 4. And Seagull 1-5. And congrats to the finance and payments winners. Crypto infrastructure track. We have Eplex, number 1. Ping, number 2. Soulkeeper 3. Fire 3, 4. And DAuth 5. It's just awesome to see also some of these participants here. It's like so cool to see their reaction to winning these. It's amazing. Games and entertainment, SoulCiv, number 1. Sync Studios, number 2. Hyperdrive Havoc, number 3. 4th place went to Geoverse. And 5 was Football Club Owners. Next, we have physical infrastructure networks. This is a deep-end track. This is the first time we've ever run this particular use case track, and we saw some pretty interesting stuff. And we'll probably continue to see it. Actually, io.net came out of our last hackathon, and so actually we're sort of inspired to start with this track because of them. So, first place goes to Shaga. Dane is 2nd. Albedo is 3. 4 is VaxChain. And 5 is Cluster. Mobile consumer apps. This is a really competitive track. A lot of interesting ideas. But we feel that the first best team was SoulLinked. 2, Kizzy. 3, Click. 4, Bind App. And 5 is 3TV. This is another new track. We saw some really interesting takes with AI and using AI in different ways than we could have imagined. So it's, yeah, we're happy that we ran an AI track, and we'll continue to do so in the future. First is Wisdom. 2nd is Aperture. 3rd is Byte In. 4 is Friday. 5 is Guardian AI. DAOs and network states track. I don't know if anyone made it out to the network state first day event, which was really cool. And so, Balaji was even a judge for this track, so it was exciting. Number 1, Pub Key Link. Number 2, Tatami. 3 is Hub 3. 4 is DAO Create. And 5 is Onda. So the next tracks are, we have a university award, a climate award, and a public goods award. These are individual prizes, so there's not tracks around these, but we just choose one individual project that we feel best exemplifies these individual attempts. So University Award, Spacefight. The Public Goods Award goes to Radiant. And Climate Award goes to Carbon Pay. Okay, Grand Champion. Yeah, this was unanimously chosen by the judges. We got by far the most judges for a winning project, and we felt it was very deserved of it. And I hope they're here, but it's Fluxbot. All right. Thanks all for coming out. It was really excited to announce the winners here in person. It's a lot better than just a blog post. We'll have a full blog post coming out just right now and a tweet thread. I just covered the winners. There's a lot of honorable mentions that were extremely competitive and very close to winning. And so we're going to be running these hackathons 2 to 3 times a year in the future. And so please come back. Keep going at it. It often takes teams multiple tries to becoming a winning project. And so really appreciate, again, everyone coming out and really respect all the builders in the ecosystem who compete in these competitions. So thank you.